ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The formalities are about to begin.
No one gets to where they're going by going it alone. You're with us at the beginning. You're always there at the end. And the things you've done for us will be there long after school's over. And even if we can't always see you, we know that you're there with us. Because you see what's possible in every child. Every day you help change someone's life for the better. On one day, we recognise the best.
Well, good morning. What a stirring way to start the ceremony. My name is Nerelda Jacobs and I am your MC for the morning. I am absolutely delighted to welcome you to the WA Education Awards for 2018. What a fantastic way to start the week to celebrate the success and achievements in this sector that some would argue is the most important sector in the community. Actually, do you think it is the most important sector in the community? Yes, I thought you'd say that. Give yourselves a round of applause. Education. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to acknowledge our special guest, the Honourable Mark McGowan, MLA, Premier of Western Australia, the Honourable Sue Ellery, MLC, Minister for Education and Training, Ms Sharon O'Neill, Public Sector Commissioner, congratulations on your appointment, and Jennifer McGrath, Acting Director General of the Department of Education. Can I please start by welcoming Philip Wally-Stack to welcome us to country. Please make Philip very welcome.
That was Winyan. You know what Winyan means, don't you? Kaya! That's it, bust yourself. It's early in the morning. Now, I've been doing this event for I don't know how many years in a row, and I've always said, how come we aren't having a dinner? I'd like to acknowledge the Honourable Mark McGowan, MLA, the Honourable Sue Ellery, MLC, Sharon O'Neill and Jennifer McGrath, and everyone who drove from a long way. Hands up who drove from the country. Oh yeah, little bit of yous. I drove from Bibra Lake. I felt like I drove from Northern. But, what am I? Welcome to country. I shouldn't be complaining anyway, because I was quite happy when I seen that Narelda was MCing this morning, because I thought she got a longer day than what I have. Early morning start, late, anyway, get on with it. In my language, when we do welcome to country, I'd also like to acknowledge Auntie Colleen Hayward as well, sitting at the front there. Sitting right next to me, she'll elbow me if I don't say anything when I get back down there. How old is one? What's wrong with you? You should have said my name. No. When we do welcome to country and we talk in our language, we're asking our ancestors in this country to vibrate. When we talk in our language, we vibrate this land. When we play didgeridoo, we vibrate this land. We're waking up the ancestors and the spirits in this country. And we're asking them to come here and look over you and keep you safe this morning. From wherever you may journey from, we ask that they protect you when you journey back to your homes. So in our language, we say, Kaya wanju wa, nonok janang nong bojara, nyan mort bojara, korper nong bojara, wajak bojara wa. Maraman janang nono jena koling nong bojara wa. As you look around, you see the land of the Noongar people. It's a beautiful, beautiful country where we live. I ask that the good spirit, our creator, look over you and keep you safe while you walk softly on this country. I ask that the good spirit look over you and keep you safe when you journey back to your homes. Now, over the last month or so, 4 weeks, I've attended so many graduation ceremonies, which is absolutely brilliant, especially seeing a lot of our Aboriginal students graduating Year 12 and going on. And it's always a great joy to go there and give a talk and, and say to our kids, chase your dreams, because dreams come true, You just push. Surround yourself with this and surround yourself with that. But there is one sour note that overtook everything this year. We have so many of our kids graduating and going through the education department, and it's absolutely beautiful. Like we're saying, education is so important to our kids. But unfortunately, in the Noongar community, our youth is the highest suicide rate that we've got in the whole of Australia. And that's just here, on Noongar country. What are we going to do about it? How can we educate our kids a bit more about striving on and staying around and looking after themselves, looking after their families. I don't have the answers. There's a lot of people in our community that don't have the answers, but hopefully events like this, we can start having the conversation, because it's been 22 youth suicides in the Noongar community in the last 12 months, and that's not good enough. So hopefully we can all start the conversation and start actually doing something and giving our kids a brighter future, our Noongar kids, so that we can build more leaders. Kaya wanju nunuk ngan muat bojada. Welcome to the land of the Noongar people, and we'll see you later, eh? Border on.
Thank you very much, Philip, and I think we feel the blessing of the traditional owners on this event, and we're lucky to have Philip here. His travels around the world taking Whadjuk Noongar culture to the world, so thank you very much once again to Philip Wally-Stack. A big thanks also to the students from Belridge Secondary College who were ushering us in this morning. Their creations that were being modelled are absolutely incredible. Two of the students here this morning also recently won the state finals of the Apex Fashion Awards and were finalists in the National Awards, so great work there from Belridge. Now, just a couple of important things to get started. The exit is back through the doors through which we entered, and the bathrooms are just to the left as you walk out those doors. This is one event where we won't be asking you to turn off your phone. Just make sure it's on silent, because we want you to take photos, we want you to upload them to social media, tweet away, post them on Facebook, Insta with the hashtag WAEA18. So hashtag WAEA18. We want the whole of Western Australia to know about what's happening here in this room this morning. We want to be trending on Twitter, so get tweeting. So, ladies and gentlemen, nominations were received from schools across our wonderful state. And to make sure everyone is part of the celebration, we are live streaming this event via the Department of Education's YouTube channel. 11 awards are being presented this morning, highlighting the work of 43 finalists, all of whom have been nominated for being visionary, innovative and committed. They inspire their peers and colleagues, are dedicated to their students and are seen as role models by others. We wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the work of our judges who volunteer their time for the awards. And today wouldn't be possible without the generous support of our sponsors, BHP, Teachers Mutual Bank, Kinetic IT, Teachers Health Fund, Edith Cowan University, Community News, Modus, PhotoWorks, School Portraits and Perth Energy. To each of our sponsors and our judges, a sincere thank you for your support. But ladies and gentlemen, I'd now like to invite to the stage the Minister for Education and Training, the Honourable Sue Ellery, MLC. Please make the Minister very welcome.
Thank you very much, Nerelda. Thank you, Philip, for your welcome to country and for reminding us that we need to never lose focus on the things that really matter. Can I welcome the Premier for being here this morning and thank him for accepting my invitation for him to join us today. I think there are some parliamentary colleagues here as well who've been invited by their schools where there are nominees. So Kyle McGinn, Stephen Price and Jess Stoikovsky, welcome for coming along this morning as well. Sharon O'Neill here in her new position as Commissioner for the Public Sector Commission. Can I thank you for being here as well? Jen McGrath, all of the finalists and all of the sponsors and judges as well. So it's Monday morning, folks, and I've had a Monday morning event already. One of the protocols when you are attending an event as a minister with the Premier is that you're supposed to get there first and be part of the welcoming party when he arrives. So I live in Eastvic Park, about 10 minutes away. You know where the Premier lives, it's Rockingham. I arrived and he was standing there already ahead of me, so I've started my Monday really well. But I'm going to make up for it because I know this morning is going to be a really fantastic celebration of all that you do. It really is my pleasure to come to events like this because it's important that you take the time in your busy school lives to celebrate the work that you do and to celebrate those who are doing it particularly well. We have dedicated and exceptional people working for us in public schools, and today's event is about celebrating the very best of those. You're part of the education system that puts children and students at the centre of everything. This event is one way that we can celebrate success in public education and the work that you do. It celebrates your passion. It celebrates the fact that you are inspiring, committed teachers, principals, support staff, constantly looking at ways that you can do your job better, constantly looking at ways that you can reach into the hearts and minds of those students in front of you, even the most challenging, and in particular, the most challenging. We've heard from Narelda that there are some 43 finalists from across Western Australia. Of those 43, 22 finalists from 18 regional schools are represented as well. Now, you've been nominated for a whole range of different reasons, and they're pretty impressive. This year, you have contributed to the ongoing success of public schools. You've contributed to the success of individual students. I get to see the work that you do. I visit lots and lots and lots of schools, and I get to see firsthand the work that you're doing in your classrooms. Now, I know there's a flurry of activity before a ministerial visit, and people run around and clean up classrooms and clean up the verandas and all the rest. I know all of that happens. But the difference between me and, say, my colleague, Roger Cook, the Minister for Health, is that he can't really walk into an operating theatre and say, "Hi, how's it going?" But I can walk into a classroom and ask you how it's going, and I haven't yet been into a classroom where someone hasn't told me, and I don't get a sense that things are held back either. I encourage direct feedback, and you make sure I get it. So thank you very much for that. I love my job. I think I've got the best portfolio. I get to see people and I get to shape policy that changes the lives and is transformational for children and young people. Great teachers and great school staff can really change lives. So can not so good ones. So the fact that you strive every day to be better at what you do inspires me. I know it inspires the Premier, and I want to thank you on behalf of the government for the work that you do. There is a huge diversity of issues that you juggle every day in the classroom. And I know that those are just growing. More and more of our young people, as we heard from Philip, are turning up to school with mental health issues, as well as a whole range of other things that go on in their lives. And you're also one of those agencies where people can pick a social ill and say, well, we can fix that, we'll just put it into the curriculum of schools. We can fix whatever it is and we'll just put it into the curriculum of schools. You juggle all of those things and all of community's expectations, and you do it with a world of experts, because everyone's been to school, so everybody knows how schools should work. Today, you're going to celebrate the very best of your profession and of public schools in Western Australia. And I want to thank you for inviting me to be part of the celebration, and I wish you a really great morning. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Minister. I'm sure this room is very forthcoming with feedback. Now let's get straight into the awards, shall we? For each category, we will hear from the award sponsor. Finalists, you'll then be called on stage when you hear your name or your school. The sponsor of the award will then do the honours, presenting each finalist with a certificate before announcing the winner. And I'd ask you to hold your applause until all finalists are on stage. So let's begin our first category, WA Beginning Teacher of the Year. Our beginning teachers are fresh and enthusiastic. They bring a new perspective to the classroom and the profession. They passionately teach students to become lifelong learners and to show sensitivity. This award is sponsored by Edith Cowan University, and I'm pleased to introduce the Dean of the School of Education, Professor Lynn Cowan.
the Honourable Mark McGahn, MLA, Premier of Western Australia, the Honourable Sue Ellery, MLC, Minister for Education and Training, Ms Sharon O'Neill, Public Service Commissioner, Jennifer McGrath, Acting Director General of the Department of Education, WA Education Award finalists, association chairs, presidents, principals, judges, sponsors, past winners and all the finalists. I just want to also acknowledge that we are meeting today on the traditional lands of the Whadjuk clan of the Noongar Nation, and I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. The first year spent in the classroom can be some of the most challenging as well as rewarding in a teacher's career. We also know that mentoring and professional support are vital to developing and retaining good teachers, particularly in those early years. At ECU, we recognise this importance, and that is why we launched the 1902 Education Society. The name is a reference to ECU's origin as the Claremont Teachers College. When it was established in 1902, it was the very first tertiary institution of education in Western Australia. The Society fosters a sense of belonging and community among our teachers, from those studying throughout their working life and on to retirement and even beyond. The support networks and relationships we develop are what creates good teachers, and that is what has helped build the excellent teachers we are here to celebrate today. ECU is proud to sponsor the WA Beginning Teacher of the Year Award. It recognises the achievements of the very best new teachers who have made a significant contribution to the teaching profession and to the students they teach. And my congratulations to the finalists.
Thank you very much, Professor Cohen. Well, let's meet our finalists, and I'll ask you to save your applause until the end. Benjamin Garnett, Warwick Senior High School. Ben's passion for science has revitalised his students' enthusiasm and engagement. Chelsea Nolan from Muckenbudin District High School. Chelsea's goal is to prepare her students so they can tackle the unknown challenges of the future. Justin Van Staden, Narrabeen District High School. Self-described technology nerd, Justin wants to help inspire the next generation of inventors. And finally, we have Robert Woodward, John Forrest Secondary College. Robert says, to help a student get to that point in their learning where it makes sense is just a wonderful feeling. Please congratulate our finalists. And Lynn can now do the honours.
The 2018 WA Beginning Teacher of the Year is Benjamin Garnett.
After his high-flying career as a geologist, Ben transitioned to become a teacher, and a very valued one, at Warwick Senior High School. He passionately mentors many students, not only in the skills of school and science, but in the skills of life. Ben's a natural, and his results speak for themselves. Ben, it's over to you.
Thank you very much. I just planned a couple of little words last night in case this did happen. First of all, I'll just give a quick thought on what I think education is like. And I do enjoy MasterChef. So I think it's a bit like we've all got the same ingredients, being the curriculum, but it's how we put them together that makes us a bit unique and special. We all put our own spice and chilli, and sometimes we dunk it in a bit of sugar. And however we can get the students to eat it up, that's the important thing. And I've got some people that have inspired me to spice it up a bit, and one of them being Graham Johnson. He taught me that it's okay to show your inner child when you're teaching and be excited with them when they're discovering things like gravity being the weakest force with nothing but paper clips and a piece of string and a magnet. Lena Durbridge, our lab tech, just for everything. Yeah. Robin Cleaver, the deputy, thank you so much for everything you do for the school, and none of us would be here without a person like you in the school, so thank you very much. And all of the admin staff, Leslie Wintle, thank you so much. And thank you to ECU. I actually did my uni degree there, so it was a great experience, and thank you for this acknowledgement. Yeah. Thank you. Cheers.
Congratulations to Ben and our finalists in this award, and thank you, Professor Cohen. Let's move on to our next award, which is WA Education Assistant of the Year. Education assistants are valued members of the school team. They are supportive and encouraging. They make a real difference to students' lives, contributing to classroom learning and enabling students to achieve their best. This award is sponsored by Perth Energy, and I'm pleased to introduce their General Manager of Retail, John Saratzis, to say a few words. Please make John very welcome.
Great, thank you. Good morning, everyone, and a very happy Monday to you all. Perth Energy is very honoured to be a part of the Education Awards for this year. As a number of people before me have mentioned, just in regards to how important the education industry is, and education sector. Coming from a government schooling background myself, in my early days going to Eddystone Primary School, then at high school going to Ocean Reef High School. So many teachers I can remember and have helped shaped and formed how I have become even to today. Now, Perth Energy, local WA energy retailer, putting energy behind a number of WA schools, so I'll do my 5-minute sponsorship line. But that's it from me. It's all back to the people and to all of you in the room this morning. I have to congratulate every single one of you for being here this morning, to all of the finalists as well in all the different categories. I was fortunate enough to be a part of the judging panel for the award, and it was actually so beautiful reading a number of just gorgeous things that not just the finalists have done, but also all of the people that had entered and people that had nominated individuals for the award. And it is just absolutely, it's just wonderful that there are so many beautiful people in this world, and also for the Education Assistance Awards in just the finalists that I got to read. And that was just one part of what I know that the other judges got to read in regards to all of the categories and just all of the wonderful people that we have here today. And just before we go through to the finalists, I'd just like to congratulate all of you once again for just the great work that you're doing in the community.
Okay, thank you very much, John. Let's welcome the finalists in the WA Education Assistant of the Year category. Shamila Clissold, Harmony Primary School. As a special needs education assistant, Shamila has a passion for the social and emotional well-being of her students. Tammy Douglas, Aspiri Primary School. Tammy says she belongs in the classroom and loves supporting students to become independent and capable learners. Coral Parrott, East Narrogin Primary School. Coral encourages a culture where each student experiences being known and understood as an individual. Cassandra Wilson, Darl Remote Community School. Leading by example, Cassandra sets high expectations for everyone around her and builds them up to achieve their goals. And John, the winner is...
Now, because it's a Monday morning and we all need to wake up even more, can we get a drum roll for this award? If we can just go with who the finalist is for. And the winner for the 2018 WA Education Assistant of the Year is Tammy Douglas.
Tammy has put her heart and soul into her role. Over the last 10 years, she's shown a passion for play-based and authentic learning. She's a natural educator who coordinates and leads professional learning for her colleagues. Tammy, would you like to say a few words?
Lucky I was prepared, just in case. Oh, goodness, I can't believe that's happening. I feel truly blessed to be receiving this award, and firstly I'd really like to acknowledge the 3 other amazing ladies that are standing up here with me, because they're obviously a very important part of their school and making a huge difference. So congratulations, ladies. Secondly, I'd sincerely like to thank the sponsors of this category, Perth Energy. Thank you for your generous support and donation. We're so lucky to be given the opportunity to be supported and recognised for the work that we are doing in our respective fields, so your support is very much appreciated. To Aspiri Primary School family, as we like to call it, to Noel, Sherry and Marie and my colleagues, the families and the students, I can't thank you enough. We're so lucky to be building our new school with such amazing people. I need to say a special thanks to Sherry Evans. Sherry, you're the shining light at Aspiri Primary, and your passion and knowledge has led us to inspirational things and such confidence. So I personally want to thank you for everything you've done for me and the school. To everyone that's pushed me, supported me, inspired me to be the person I am today, Mel Stewart, Ash Verbicus, Frank Pansini, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'd really like to thank my beautiful family, my husband Wayne, my children Rachel and Liam for always believing me, and finally thank you to everyone that's had a part in making today possible. We're very lucky to be a part of this amazing event, so thank you.
Congratulations, Tammy, and to all of our finalists. Well done, and thank you, John, for building the suspense before that award. I'm really impressed with that. We now move on to the WA Aboriginal and Islander Education Officer of the Year, sponsored by Kinetic IT, and I'd like to welcome to the stage Chief Executive Officer Michael North. The Aboriginal and Islander education officers help to build positive relationships between school staff and local Aboriginal communities. They help to implement culturally inclusive education programs which make it possible for cultures, languages and experiences to be shared. Michael.
Morning, everyone. I'd like to acknowledge our distinguished guests and just congratulate all of the finalists in the room today. It's absolutely wonderful to see you all out there. Kinetic IT has been involved and associated, working with the Department of Education for just over 2 decades now. In fact, my first job in IT was actually at the Department of Education. And it's so wonderful to see and to be involved in helping you all in the way that you have such a fantastic effect on the WA community and our young people. Now, I get to work with a lot of different organisations across Australia, and no matter how much innovation or artificial intelligence or technology that's involved, it's really important that there's one key ingredient to every successful project, to every successful outcome, and that ingredient is people. And the job that you all do involved in making our young people's lives more successful is absolutely fantastic. So we're really proud to be involved in sponsoring this award, and I thank you all for your efforts over the last year.
Thanks very much, Michael. Now let's meet our finalists. Barbara Dalgetty, Bluff Point Primary School. Seeing students reaching their full potential is what inspires Barbara. Jade Mully, Warwick Senior High School. Jade nurtures a growing sense of community within the Aboriginal students and a shared commitment across the school. And finally, Boyd Woods, Katanning Senior High School. As a former Katanning Senior High School student, Boyd returned to his old stomping ground to inspire the next wave of school students. Michael, it's over to you to reveal the winner.
Now this is a wonderful opportunity because the winner here actually comes from the primary school that I went to in Geraldton. And congratulations to the 2018 WA Aboriginal and Islander Education Officer of the Year is Barbara Dalgetty.
Barbara seems genuinely shocked to be winning this award. For 29 years, Barbara has ensured every classroom at Bluff Point Primary School has an Aboriginal presence. She's a vital part of the school community and has built strong connections with parents and families. She manages the breakfast club at school and has worked tirelessly to improve the attendance rates and academic results of students. 29 years. Barbara, please.
I'd like to thank my school and the sponsors of this program. Thank you. I'd like to thank the school, my work colleagues, my team. Thank you. And the sponsors. Thank you very much.
Barbara, congratulations. Your work speaks for itself. Thank you very much. Lovely to meet you, and congratulations also to our finalists, and thanks once again to Michael. It's now time for the WA School Services Staff Member of the Year Award. Modus is the sponsor of this award. Please welcome the National Consulting Services Director in a moment, Anthony Williams, to present this award. The school services staff are resourceful and committed. They provide exceptional service and help build an environment for success. They support and connect students, teachers and families and build confidence in the school. So please welcome Anthony to the stage.
Thanks for the introduction. Modus Consulting, previously known as Agilon Consulting, is a proud sponsor at this year's Education Awards. Having begun as a small West Australian technology firm, Modus is now the largest application technology provider for the WA state government. We're now fast building a reputation for using technology to innovate government services and believe there's great benefits for the education sector. We're very honoured to present the School Services Staff Member of the Year Award, which is an important recognition to those that enable the efficient and effective teachings of WA students whilst prioritising for their well-being. I'd now like to welcome the finalists.
Thank you very much, Anthony. And our finalists in the School Services Staff Member category are Sally Bradley, School Public Relations and Partnerships Coordinator from Swan View Senior High School. Sally's enthusiasm, resourcefulness, can-do attitude and commitment to students is infectious. Lena Durbridge, Laboratory Technician for Warwick Senior High School. Lena can only be described as the glue that binds the science team together. Her leadership has been invaluable for staff and students alike. Mac Jensen, Education and Training Officer from Walloona Remote Community School. Mac has made a difference to engagement, attendance and training for secondary students at Walloona Remote Community School and the school's connection to the community. And finally, Peter Schmidt, Student Support Coordinator from Como Secondary College. Peter enjoys sharing laughs, ideas and beliefs with his school community and says his biggest inspiration is the resilience of young people. Please congratulate our finalists.
Congratulations all again for being finalists. And the 2018 WA School Services Staff Member of the Year is Sally Bradley.
Sally's actually shedding a tear. She is crying. She's so pleased. Sally's been at Swanview Senior High School for 28 years. She coordinates many of the school's annual events and works with local partner primary schools on the Primary Transition Program. Sally believes the sky is the limit for students and their postcode should not determine their future. Sally, through tears, please come and make a beautiful acceptance speech.
To get my glasses out. Wow. Okay, I'm absolutely lost for words, and those who know me know that never ever happens. Firstly, I'd like to thank the sponsor of the award, Modis, and congratulate the other wonderful nominees. You're all winners to me, and I feel really humbled to be chosen as the winner. Most of us in this room today work in education for the same reason, the teaching and learning of our future generations. But we all know there's so much more to it than that. We need to have passion, empathy, and lots of energy. I want my students to remember me as someone they could always rely on to help them to be the best version of themselves and to strive to be the best at whatever they do in life. Most of my family's here today and they know how passionate I am about my Swanview family. Lastly, I would like to thank my wonderful role model. If not for her believing in me and taking a chance on me, I would not be stood here today. My favourite saying is, comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. She pushed me out of my comfort zone, and boy, have I grown in the last 5 years, and I am forever grateful to her for that. Thank you, Melisha Sands, and thank you, everybody.
Congratulations to Sally and indeed to all of our finalists in this category, and thank you very much, Anthony. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to take a break from official proceedings while breakfast is served. But first, though, we have a performance by Morley Senior High School Vocal Ensemble. This ensemble consists of students from year 7 to 12. Today, they are performing arrangements from Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson and Happy Together by the Turtles. So, when they come out, please put your hands together for Morley Senior High School Vocal Ensemble.
They follow each to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Oh yeah, I'm asking him to change his ways, and change no message could be any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. You gotta get it right while you got the time. When you close your eyes, you can't close your mind. That man, that man, that man. Oh yeah, that man, that man, that man. Gonna change. That man, ooh. If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change. Na 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 na. Oh yeah. Na 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 na. I'm gonna make a change. It's gonna feel real good. Come on, change. Just get yourself, you know. You've got to stop it yourself, yeah. Make that change today. Man in the mirror. You've got to not let yourself bother. Yeah, you've got to make that change. Man in the mirror. You love it, you love it, you love it, you love it. Change. Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. If I should call you out, ease my mind. Very fine together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. You and me has to be you for me together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba. Happy together. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba. Happy together. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba. Happy together. Happy together. Happy together. So happy together.
Here once again for Morley Senior High School Vocal Ensemble. So So we will now have a short break so you can enjoy your breakfast and catch up with colleagues. And don't forget to post your photos with the hashtag WAEA18. And we're going to take the break with a short video from BHP. We'll see you in a few moments.
The Academic Enrichment Program is funded under the Pilbara Education Partnership, which is a partnership between BHP and the Department of Education. There are 2 schools based here in Newman and 4 schools based in Port Hedland that are a part of this opportunity. We focus on extending students in Years 4, Year 5 and Year 6. We looked at data from a school level. We spoke with the child's classroom teachers and specialist teachers in deciding who was suitable to interview for the program. We looked for students to be unique and creative.
Well, my one was when we had to explain our core values. There was different sections of dance I like. I did like a demonstration of it because I want it to be like a bit crazy and wacky and stuff, like not any ordinary interview.
They are enjoying school and they're loving the challenge of being in a faster paced learning environment. Some students last year had quite low attendance. This year their attendance is in the high 90s already. Other positives I've seen is there seems to be a social cohesion in the class. So these children are bright and they are high achieving. They may not necessarily have fit beforehand, whereas now they're with their like-minded peers, and the inter-year friendships are really exciting. So the social aspects of this program are really of great value for the students.
I like being challenged, and yeah, I just want stuff to be hard for me. One time in maths we had to construct a ribbon, and we had to use our knowledge of perimeter. We looked at studies of plastic, which was science, and then just making the ribbon was D&T. We make new friends and we meet lots of different people. We were learning stuff like what you would learn in a normal class, but just a lot trickier.
So I work with all the schools. Each school runs their own separate programs, and then we also have a network program. The network program will change term to term. Last term was about critical and creative thinking, because quite often these students just want to give you the right answer. So you usually have to teach them, the process of it's okay to be wrong and it's okay that there's more than one answer, and how do we go about that.
Parents are excited to see that their children are being given additional challenges. For example, one of the projects we're learning is the Law Society's Clue Done It competition. There's one little girl, she is very quiet and reserved in class, and when she was arguing about who did it, I saw the fist bang on the table and the voice raised, the eyebrows went up, and I just thought, that's it right there. That's the child that we want to bring out in the classroom, and these are the challenges and the avenues that we can support her to do that.
All the schools were provided video conferencing equipment, and then BHP with their academic enrichment provided extra funding to SIDE so that we would be able to use video conferencing as part of this program. Some of the other classes get to meet with other classes on the video conferencing, so it's opening them up to a broader group of kids.
In 2017, Melissa Hatwell and myself took 12 students down to SIDE for a leadership camp. Whilst we were down there, we went to Murdoch University and had a day of hands-on STEM challenges. We went to Parliament House. At that point in time, we were learning about how bills become laws, so it was quite an interesting time to be at Parliament to see the in-class learning applied into context.
All the activities that we're able to provide means that kids get to do things like robotics or food science, but they also get to work with a group of like-minded students, which they don't always get to do if they're split amongst 6 or 7 classrooms. So it gives them that opportunity to come together and just build on the knowledge that they already have in a really fun environment.
The students can achieve when they're pushed and given that little bit of extra challenge. There's been those moments of, whoa, this is really hard, but being there to say, let's have a look at it, the problem a different way, or helping them to ask the right questions, just to see their minds tick and have that moment. It's so exciting to see. I'm so proud of them.
ask you... Ladies and gentlemen, now that we are settled for the next session, I would like to invite to the stage the Honourable Mark McGowan, MLA, Premier of Western Australia, to say a few words and also to present the Premier's Awards. Can you please make the Premier very welcome?
Thanks very much, Nerelda. And can I also join in acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today, the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation, their elders past and present. Can I thank Philip for his welcome. Can I acknowledge all the special guests here today, the Members of Parliament, the Sharon O'Neill, ex-Head of Education, and Jen McGrath as well. Can I especially acknowledge all the finalists and all the teachers and the education staff members who are here today. Honestly, it's a sea of people out there. There must be 500 or 600 people here today. It is marvellous to see you all here for this marvellous event. And can I acknowledge my ministerial colleague, Sue Ellery, the Minister for Education and Training, a very passionate person about education, and she says to me privately, like she says publicly, that she loves her job and she thinks it's the best job in the world. And she is right when she said that when she arrived I was already here. What she didn't mention was that I'd spent the night on the gaming floor. So our state's debt is $40 billion. I put her on red. I won't tell you how that went. It is a pleasure for me to be here today with all of you and to celebrate education and the extraordinary achievements of people who work in education across our great state. And each and every one of us, as Sue said, has been to school. And we all have our memories and our experiences of our times at school. Mine are very, very vivid, of the teachers and the staff who I loved, who did great things and put extraordinary effort into me. And without that effort, I wouldn't be standing here today. I was the product of primary and high schools and in regional communities in the public system. And I often think back to some of those people and how some of those teachers and how much they tried and strived with us, but in particular with me as a kid who was very keen to learn and very keen to do well. There's one teacher I want to mention to you, and that's my mother. My mother was a primary school teacher from 1959 to 2006. And she had a year off when I was born in 1967, and a year off when my brother was born in 1970. And but for that, she worked continuously that entire time in primary schools around regional New South Wales where we grew up. And she was one of those teachers who, she loved her job. She loved getting up and going to school. She loved the kids. She loved walking down the street and the kids would be walking past and occasionally she'd tell them off for whatever they were doing. She was one of those people who was passionate about education. And she was a very, very good teacher. And she came through at an age where you did 2 years at Teachers College. She was the first in her family to ever go on to further education out of high school. And she's very, very proud of what she did. And what she was very good at it. And she had that style that was commanding but kind. She was authoritative but warm with the kids. She had a little bit of distance. She didn't try to be their friend, but she was always trying so hard to do a good job, and often stay late, go early, all those things that you all understand so well. She was actually in the classroom next to mine when I was in primary school for a couple of years, and my teacher in Year 6 was a disciplinarian, and her name was Mrs. Dargaville. You can imagine with the name Mrs. Dargaville she'd have to be. Anyway, I was a good boy, but in my class there was some boys who weren't so good, and they hid Mrs. Dargaville's cane, or stole it, threw it in the river, something of that nature. And one day Mrs. Dargaville really wanted to cane one of the boys. And she said to me, Mark, go next door to Mrs. McGowan's room and get Mrs. McGowan's feather duster. So you can imagine that task was, with all these bad kids sitting there looking at me. So I went next door to my mum's classroom and I said, Mum, Mrs. Dargaville's asked me to get the feather duster so she can cane Warren. My mother and I agreed that her feather duster would be hidden in the cupboard and unable to be found. And so I came back in, Mrs. Dargaville, the feather duster could not be found. Mrs. Dargaville moved on quickly. But my mother had that innate sense of understanding of kids, of education, of what works and what doesn't work. And she didn't believe in caning, as I don't. And she was an outstanding teacher. Now, my mother's story is the same as people in education all over Australia and all over Western Australia. Passionate people, caring about the students that they educate, very concerned to do a good job, love their job, and want to make a difference. And that's what education in Western Australia, public education in Western Australia is all about. What a lot of people don't understand in our state, particularly if you lived here in the city, is some of the extraordinary jobs that are performed in education. It's around 48,000 people who work full or part-time or casual in education across our state. It's the largest or second largest employer west of Melbourne. The largest or second largest employer west of Melbourne, which is an extraordinary thing when you think about it. People in education work in the most amazing of places. And back when I was Education Minister, I went to some of the remote communities and I saw some of the people out there in hot, dusty, difficult circumstances, passionate about providing a better life for the kids in their care. Whether it's remotes or whether it's regional, whether it's school of isolated and distance education, whether it's those staff who go into hospitals with kids who are ill or perhaps even terminally ill. There's people in education in all sorts of roles and responsibilities all over Western Australia. So from me to you, from the government to you, from the people of Western Australia to you, thanks for all you do. Thanks for your commitment to this very great cause, which is the education of young people in our great state. And now I'll present some awards. Thanks very much.
Yes, thank you very much, Premier. Premier will be staying on the stage to present the Premier's Awards. These awards are sponsored by BHP, and I'm going to ask Meath Hammond, the Head of Corporate Affairs Western Australia, to join us on stage now. I think Meath has got a few words to say. The first of the Premier's Awards is the Excellence in Aboriginal Education Award, and just a reminder, please hold your applause until all the finalists are on stage. Meath.
Good morning, everyone. Well, Premier, that's a hard act to follow. I too don't like caning, and I'm ashamed to say that maybe a cane may have found its way to my hand when I was in primary school. Not something I'm very proud of, but it is what it is. But let me start by giving my acknowledgement to the Wadrock people of the Noongar Nation, on whose land we stand and sit today. I'm a big fan of public education. I've done all right in life, and I graduated from Greenwood High School. My son's about to go into Year 12 in Corrine. Mr. Shuttleworth and team, love your work. Thank you for everything you do. As you all know, education changes lives, and it's a gift that lasts a lifetime. You know, when you win lotto or you take the state's debt and put it all on red, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But education is one of those gifts that stays with you for the rest of your life. A good education is something that you keep with you. And you're all amazing people, all of the teachers and the support staff. You do a wonderful job. You deserve all the recognition you get. And so BHP would like to congratulate all the nominees, the finalists and the winners, and thank you all for everything that you do.
So let's get into the first of the Premier's Excellence Awards in Aboriginal Education. This award recognises schools that work actively to improve educational outcomes for Aboriginal students. With strong leadership, all staff work together and pursue innovations to create positive school experiences where every student reaches their potential. Now the finalists, and please leave your applause to the end. Cable Beach Primary School and Principal Paul Neitz is joined on stage by School Attendance Officer Philomena Lands. The partnerships the school has formed have enabled them to target literacy in the early years. The whole school environment is welcoming for Aboriginal students, families and the wider community. East Kalgoorlie Primary School Principal Judith King, joined on stage by teacher Tanya Tucker. The school has a wraparound approach to ensure every student is successful. Their health and well-being and family support programs ensure families have access to more services on the school site. LaGrange Remote Community School Principal Bronwyn Wright, joined on stage by Education Assistant Courtney Hicks Wickham. The school draws on the support of the Bidjadanga community, as well as the knowledge and strength of their Aboriginal staff members to mould their students into positive learners. And finally, Walloona Remote Community School Principal Adriano Truscott, joined on stage by community member Lena Long. Walloona Regional Remote Community School is a community-driven school that is culturally responsive to the wisdom of its local community. Can you please congratulate all of our finalists? And the Premier, I'll ask you to do the honours.
Okay, the winner for the 2018 WA Premier's Excellence in Aboriginal Education Award goes to Walloona Remote Community School.
Congratulations, Walloona Remote Community School, helping Aboriginal students get ready to participate meaningfully in their community is a key priority for the school. The learning environment stretches from the classroom to established learning sites on country. They inspire students to reach their academic potential through individual mentoring and creating connections with each other and their culture. Let's hear from Walloona.
What do we do? Okay. All right. Well, hi everyone. Thank you. On behalf of Walloona Remote Community School, thank you so much. Thank you to the judges for their belief in us, and also our fellow finalists. Congratulations on your nominations, and it's an honour to be standing with you, as it is to be standing next to Lena Long, our wonderful elder, and Rita Cutter, who's sitting down over there. So this award is really for our students who should be watching us right now. Our wonderful Walloona students, our wonderful Walloona staff, thank you. Our families, our elders, and all those who've been with us along this journey over time, the people, the agencies, so many. And really, this award recognises that collective input of all of them. So it's a wonderful honour. We are working really well together to ensure that our students are succeeding in terms of their culture, who they are, but also in terms of public schooling. And I've got my dad calling me on my phone at the moment. Actually, that's... now, so really it's for our students who stand strong, and standing strong is actually our school motto, Wildungara. And it means lots of things. but to me personally, it is a commitment to and the expectation of authentic relationships, partnerships, if you will, community leadership. It's also really, it's more than an acknowledgement of the students' knowledge itself, but of what they want and what they want out of education. So it's really all of that, but within the framework of WA public schooling. So how do you have that kind of model? How do you have the cultural standards framework within that? And I think this definition, our community definition of education, which is so collaborative, which is so multi-generational, and it's two-way, is really why we're standing here today holding these beautiful awards. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
I want to thank everyone and for the school of Wiluna and for Adriana for bringing me down. And I'm happy because I can teach the children in two-way science where all the kids couldn't, they love to learn from us in our mother culture, and we bring it back to them before they forget their own culture. And Rita and I are happy to go out bush and teach the kids what our family, they passed and gone, and they left it with us to carry on and teach their children in Aboriginal culture. So that's what we're doing in Wiluna, and I want to thank Dave for being with us from CSIRO, and he done a lot for us, working in with us and taking us out on where I was born on the Canning Stock Route, now hospital, and I was born out in the bush, and I'm glad that I'm here. So thank you everyone for welcoming me and the rest of us from Wiluna. Thank you.
Congratulations to Wiluna. It's wonderful that you're able to take the kids out to country and teach them all about their culture during school time as an official program. So congratulations. And can we hear it once again for all of our finalists as well? And I'll get the Premier and Meet to stay on stage as we present the WA Premier's Primary Teacher of the Year. Thank you very much, finalists. This award recognises primary school teachers who are knowledgeable, caring and creative, and passionate about inspiring young students to want to learn. They encourage respect in the classroom, know their students and how they learn and engage in professional learning. So let's find out who our finalists are. Stephanie Briggs-Killick, Allendale Primary School. Stephanie says her goal has always been to create a classroom where students feel safe and free to be creative. Anthony Horn, West Beachborough Primary School. There is potential in every student, and Anthony makes it his goal to create a nurturing classroom where the best in every student is brought out. Courtney Johnston, Rostrata Primary School. Her absolute favourite times are when she sees little light bulb moments happening for individual students. And finally, Francesca Knowles from East Manjimup Primary School. Francesca has a deep and practical knowledge of how children of all ages learn and develop and the unique needs they have. And Premier, it's over to you.
Okay, everyone. The winner for the 2018 WA Premier's Primary Teacher of the Year is Anthony Horn.
Photo? Congratulations, Anthony. Anthony's principal at West Beachborough Primary School says Anthony has the capacity to engage with his students on multiple levels, and most importantly, his students think he's awesome. The effort he puts into making his classroom a vibrant and engaging place for his students is a credit to his both professionalism and the school. Congratulations, Anthony.
Microphones are never tall enough. I'd first like to congratulate Stephanie, Courtney and Francesca on their well-deserved nominations, along with the other finalists who have been on stage this morning. Thank you to the State Government and major sponsor BHP for the award itself, along with the other supporters for their generous contributions. Thank you goes to my Principal, Ray Boyd, and Senior Staff Member Rachel Lair, who are with me today, and to my amazing deputies, Gail Higgins, Ralph Richardson, the school board, staff, parents and student representatives for their nomination and encouragement. Working at West Beach Borough for the last 12 years has been an incredible experience and one that I wouldn't trade for anything at all. Thank you also to my wonderful family. It's an incredible honour to be presented with this award today. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Anthony, and indeed all of our finalists. We now move on to the WA Premier's Secondary Teacher of the Year. We recognise secondary teachers who are a source of inspiration to their students. They know their content and how to teach it and provide dependable and consistent influence as their students make choices about further education, work and life. Our finalists are Daniel Hugo, Corrine, Senior High School. Students say Mr. Hugo encourages us to think outside the textbook and brings our classroom learning into our everyday lives. Graham Johnston, Warwick Senior High School. Graham's mission is to ensure that every young person, regardless of age, school or background, engages in the opportunities provided. Nicola Palella, Ashdale Secondary College. Nicola's leadership, collaborative and inclusive approach and her limitless compassion for her students are the hallmarks of Nicola's daily practice. Ashley Stewart, Newton Moore Senior High School. Ashley believes in the transformative effect that education can have on the lives of young people. She is a STEM leader in her school and demonstrates great initiative in engaging students. And Premier, the winner is...
Thanks very much, Norelda. The winner of the 2018 WA Premier Secondary Teacher of the Year is Daniel Hugo.
Congratulations, Daniel. A big cheer for Daniel. He's a crowd favourite. Daniel has given 30 years of commitment and leadership to education. He consistently develops programs and strategies to make teachers more effective and to improve learning outcomes for students. He recognises individual strengths and skills and is highly respected by all staff. Daniel.
I didn't think I'd actually win. Okay, so as all of you are aware, teaching is a privilege, and this, I must say, is the greatest honour I could possibly hope to ever receive. But in all honesty, I can only accept this award on behalf of the Science Learning Area team, Barta and my other colleagues in the Science Learning Area. It is our success that is being acknowledged here today, not mine. And our success is only possible with the help of others within our school. For example, the Student Services team, our two excellent academic performance managers, and the other learning areas such as the D&T team, who have always been so patient and helpful with us over the years. Finally, I must say how lucky we are at Corrine to have such a fantastic leadership team that both inspires and supports us. Being a teacher at Corrine is an absolute privilege. A special thanks must go to Betty for nominating me and to my dear wife, Heather, for putting up with me. And I know I'm preaching to the converted here, but teaching is the greatest job in the world. Spread the word. To my fellow finalists, I know that it could have been any of us that received this, and congratulations to all of you. To BHP and to thank you, Mr. McGowan. I'm sure that I've said more than enough now, and I think I better just go and sit down.
Congratulations, Daniel. I think you've got a cheer squad that would like to congratulate you back at your table. I thought you were just getting warmed up there with that acceptance speech. And Premier and me, thank you very much. Premier, you're a busy man today. You've got other appointments to go to. We thank you for your time this morning. We're about to take a short break, but to take us into the break, we welcome the students from Joondalup Education Support Centre. These students engage in African drumming, learning tone, rhythm and beat with a focus on social and emotional well-being. This sounds really exciting. And today a group of senior students will be performing for you. So from Joondalup Education Support Centre, we have Heartbeat. Yes, that was a lovely piece from Joondalup Education Support Centre. They're learning African drumming. How fantastic. Okay, we're going to take a 10-minute break and we'll be back with the last 4 awards in a few moments. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin the final 4 awards for the morning. I'll ask you to take your seats and we'll get underway shortly. And just once again, if you could take your seats and we'll get underway with the final session of the morning before we get you back to school on time. So we have the final 4 awards, and then there'll be plenty of time afterwards for you to stay in the room and catch up with colleagues past and present. Welcome back, everyone. With just 4 categories left to announce, it's now time to celebrate the WA Primary School of the Year finalists. Primary schools focus intently on the learning and development of students from the start of their schooling through to early adolescence. We recognise schools who establish innovative approaches, community partnerships and an inspirational culture. I'd now like to call Sarah Kupsch, Partnership Manager for Teachers Health, to present these awards and to say a few words. Please make Sarah very welcome.
Thank you, everyone. Teachers Health is proud to be a supporter of the WA Education Awards and excited to be presenting the award today for WA Primary School of the Year. For over 60 years, Teachers Health has grown to be the largest industry-based health fund in Australia. Operating as a not-for-profit, we provide a range of specific benefits and services to support better health outcomes for those working in education. Teachers Health proudly look after 327,000 teachers, support staff, principals and families across Australia. We celebrate with the finalists today and congratulate you all on your contribution that you make to the education of so many.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Now, who are our finalists? Allendale Primary School Principal Lisa Criddle will be joining us on stage. Allendale Primary School is determined to develop their students into confident and compassionate individuals who strive to succeed. Brookman Primary School with Principal Hans Geers. Staff at Brookman pride themselves on studying current data through reflection and review to determine short to medium plans for improvement across the school. Kingston Primary School Principal Alan Kidd. Kingston Primary School want to help their students become outstanding global citizens with a strong sense of self. And finally, Warriorpendi Primary School with Principal Natasha Doyle. Students at Warriorpendi Primary School are genuinely happy to be at school and feel safe and confident to take risks both in learning and social contexts. Can you please give our finalists a huge round of applause?
The 2018 WA Primary School of the Year is Brookman Primary School.
In 2018, there is a heightened sense of pride at Brookman. Innovation and establishing quality relationships with families are at the heart of the school's success, progressing significantly to be acknowledged statewide as a teacher development school in both STEM and languages. Hans.
Well, what can one say? Neil Darby will take all the credit for this because he promoted me 10 years ago to Brookman and says it's all his fault that they did so, that we've done so well. I'm very humbled to be here to win such a prestigious award. It's certainly not something that I would have envisaged achieving in my career, but I'm very grateful to have such a wonderful staff and leadership team, which are ably supported by the school board and P&C. All up a terrific team where the words thank you hardly seem enough. May I especially thank not only the sponsor of the award, Teachers Health, but also all the sponsors without whom recognition of outstanding schools and staff could not occur. It's been a very long journey and complex challenge for the Brookman community, and I thank all those associated with the school over a number of years This is an outstanding achievement. Thank you.
Congratulations to Brookman Primary and all of our primary school finalists. Give them another round of applause. And thank you very much to Sarah for sponsoring this category and presenting the award. Now we move on to WA Secondary School of the Year. Secondary schools drive high-quality teaching practice in every classroom to benefit students. They harness the expertise of those in the community committed to school education. They challenge and support students to achieve success and forge their place in the world. Community News are sponsors of this award, and please welcome Max Wilson onto the stage.
Thank you, Nerelda. Wow, what a morning. For someone who is outside of the education system, this is just inspiring to hear the stories. Some of the previous speakers and sponsors have said their own, I suppose, human story and attachment to schools. I was very much came out of the public education system. I don't know whether that's good or bad. Until you meet me, you probably won't realise if that's good or bad. But over the journey, I was able to attend 3 or 4 primary schools. I don't know why that is. I think Mum and Dad, you would sell the house in the morning. I'd leave off, sell the house, and then they won't be there in the afternoon, and I have to try and find them again. But I found them. I tracked them down. And then in the end, we settled at Kewdale, the Kewdale Senior High School, which is no longer there. It's there certainly in physical presence. And I'm sure all the teachers or assistants in the room would understand this story. I was able to forge a relationship with 2 teachers at that school. You may know them, but it's been a while. Bill Loudon and Trish Gibson. And those 2 people turned my life around. They sat me down, and Kewdale was quite a rough school. They sat me down and said, "Maxie, you need to live on principles." And I said, "I don't know any headmasters." But they sat me down and they said, "This is the life lesson." And I'm sure each and every one of you in this room have probably had that experience. I very much took that on board, and that particular moment changed my life, and I think also changed my life for my kids. So the legacy of those 2 people being teachers stay with me for the rest of my life, and for you guys in the room to do that is just awe-inspiring. So thank you very much. Community News is very, very proud to be part of the WA Education Awards this year. It's our first year of involvement with the awards, and I'd like to thank Marsha and her team for organising such a fantastic award process. It is brilliant, and as I say, from someone outside the education system now and in the dark arts of advertising, it is fantastic to be involved with it, and the stories are inspiring. The schools are the centre of the community. You guys are the gatekeepers to what should happen, and from all of us, we congratulate you on that. From a community news point of view, we want to get your stories out there, whether that be in print or digital, and that's what we are very proud of, and we're very proud to be sponsors of the award for the Secondary School of the Year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Max. So let's welcome the principals of the finalist schools in the secondary school category. Cape Naturalist College with Principal Mark Gillette. Cape Naturalist College has consistently shown resilience to adapt to new challenges as it continues to maintain the essence of its culture. Linwood Senior High School with Principal Geraldine Hardy. The school, along with the entire community, has been working hard to create a positive culture that you sense as soon as you step foot on the grounds. Mania Senior College with Principal Rod Rikers. As the largest provider of senior schooling in the southwest, Mania Senior College models an environment where staff and students are accountable for their role in the college. And finally, Newton Moore Education Support Centre with Principal Penelope Nunn. Catering specifically for children with intellectual disabilities, the leadership at this school enables bold and innovative teaching and learning practices. Can we please have a big round of applause for our finalists?
Okay, we're not going to have any drum rolls, but let me just say, the winner is Sydney. I've always wanted to do that in a big crowd. May not have worked, but it doesn't matter. No, the winner is Linwood Senior High School.
A big congratulations to Linwood. With students from 60 different nationalities, the school's diversity and respect for difference is a feature of school life. Linwood Senior High is innovative, being the first to implement the Sports Education Development Program in WA. Congratulations, Geraldine.
I just need to breathe for a second. Can I thank Brookman Primary and Hans? Outstanding achievement, and one of my partner primary schools. I'm very proud to be a part of that local area. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Community News, the other finalists who are magnificent schools as well. Schools are complex and challenging places, and it takes very special qualities for the people to work within them. Qualities such as persistence, care, compassion, resilience, the ability to see and understand deeply that we are the difference in the lives of our students. Wonderful leaders, teachers and support staff are at Linwood, supported by a magnificent school board and members of my community and my PNC. They are the special people who have turned those complexities and challenges into opportunities for our community of students. It's a long process of change for a school to achieve a moment like this. It takes commitment and vision, and it's a long-term change. It doesn't happen in 5 minutes. I'd like to acknowledge previous principals who are in the room, two of whom are in the room, Greg Thorne, Gary Anderson and Andrew Jack, who's probably in Tom Price this morning. Their work over many years has contributed to Linwood being the winner today. But the staff who are sitting at the table over there this morning, my deputies, Joe, Nat, Andrew, Janina, my board and PNC members and the rest of my staff, I am so privileged to be in a school like Linwood, and thank you all, you're magnificent. To all my staff at Linwood and my student council who are having breakfast there this morning, I hope you've got to hear this because I know they'll be jumping up and down with joy. Thank you.
Congratulations. A big congratulations to Linwood Senior High School and Geraldine, and indeed all of our finalists. Congratulations. And thanks also to Max for sponsoring this award. We now move on to our next award, WA Primary Principal of the Year. Primary school principals are committed to creating a culture of high expectations for their schools. They lead school improvement and foster community involvement while focusing on expert teaching to benefit students. And this award is sponsored by PhotoWorks School Portraits, represented by the Managing Director, Natalie Therese. Natalie, welcome to the stage.
Thank you. My team and I are thrilled to partner with the WA Education Department for this very special event that honours and recognises the wonderful work you all do in schools across WA. In particular for me, it's a privilege to be involved in the award for the WA Primary Principal of the Year. I've been working with schools and principals for over 30 years and have met many wonderful leaders in small schools to large, in regional areas through to the big city. The process of reviewing nominees is no easy feat. The calibre of applications is extraordinary, making our role as the panel judge all the more difficult. At the same time, it inspires me seeing the stories of these dedicated leaders who invest so much in our future by investing in their teams, their students and their school communities. Every leader in a school deserves recognition and praise. However, this morning we are here to acknowledge the 4 outstanding finalists for the WA Primary Principal of the Year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Natalie. Now, I'm sure our finalists are very nervous waiting in the wings, so let's meet them. Rebecca Bope from Kalgoorlie Primary School. Intuitive, informed, innovative and involved describes Rebecca Bope's leadership style, from Kalgoorlie Primary. Aaron Chaplin from Edney Primary School. Aaron wants to inspire students to love learning the way he was inspired by his public school experiences. Eloisa Goss from Darkin Primary School. A parent commented that Eloisa is a motivating and passionate leader of our school, whose energy and drive is an inspiration to all. And finally, Carolyn Press, Subiaco Primary School. Carolyn's passion and commitment to supporting her students and staff to continually improve and achieve their best underpins all she does at the school. Let's give a huge crowd round of applause for our finalists.
And the winner for the 2018 WA Primary Principal of the Year is Rebecca Bope.
Rebecca lives by the mantra, what is in the best interest of our students? Rebecca mentors school leaders in the goldfields. An early adopter of best practice initiatives, she embraces change for the benefit of students. Please welcome Rebecca.
Thank you. I promised myself I wasn't going to cry. I feel very privileged not only to accept this award, but to share the stage with Aaron, Eloisa and Carolyn, who are incredibly inspiring and also deserving of this award. Well done. Being recognised at this level for simply doing a job that I love is incredibly overwhelming. But I wouldn't be here today without the love and support of so many people. This award really belongs to my school community, to all the students at Kalgoorlie Primary School who I'm sure are watching at the live stream right now, to the families of KPS, my school board, my amazing team of staff. Thank you. You all work so hard in the best interests of our children, and it is an honour to work with and for you each day. To my family, my husband Dustin, my MCS Kylie, school officer Mel, and my deputies Mel and Kim, for all that you do each and every day, and your endless support, the words thank you will never be enough. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank the sponsors, PhotoWorks, and all the people who work behind the scenes to make days like today a success. I believe it is our system and also the collective efforts of all the people within this system who inspire others to dream more, do more, become more, and learn more. I've been very fortunate to be supported, challenged, and mentored by some great leaders, and I see many of you here today in this room. Thank you.
Congratulations, Rebecca. And to everyone watching at Kalgoorlie Primary, we could hear your cheers all the way in Perth. So congratulations for your much-loved Principal, Rebecca Bope. And congratulations to all of our finalists in this category. Well done. There's a lot of love in the room. And thank you as well to Natalie for sponsoring the award. We now move on to the final award for the morning, WA Secondary Principal of the Year. This award recognises individuals whose leadership and passion bring a positive influence to their school community. They lead by example to build strong and respected schools, and they forge partnerships with business, industry and communities to benefit students. Teachers Mutual Bank is the sponsor, represented today by General Manager Alan Waugh. Please make Alan very welcome.
Thank you, Narelda. Minister and distinguished guests, Teachers Mutual Bank is proud to support the WA Education Awards, and we are delighted to be sponsoring the WA Secondary Principal of the Year Award. These awards are the pinnacle of excellence in WA public education and demonstrate the high standards all educators strive to achieve. It's an honour to be here. Teachers Mutual Bank is passionate about education, and we invest almost 7% of our profits in a range of education-focused sponsorships and scholarships and a host of other initiatives, something we are very proud of. The awards theme is because of you, and we couldn't agree with sentiment more. It is very gratifying for us to have had the privilege to serve the WA education support staff, educators and their families for over 10 years. I am always humbled by the incredible skills and expertise of the dedicated teaching staff in Western Australian schools. You are the backbone of WA education. As a parent, thank you. I really appreciate teachers. Thank you and congratulations to all of the outstanding finalists.
Thank you very much, Alan. Okay, let's show off our finalists to the world. Susan Kerr, Newton Moore Senior High School. Through her enthusiasm, Sue has ensured that Newton Moore Senior High School is an inclusive, safe, technology-rich and stimulating learning environment. Damien Shuttleworth, Corrine Senior High School. The impact of Damien's leadership has articulated directly into classroom practice. Keith Svensson, Baldivis Secondary College. Always positive, he is an intelligent, trusted and inspirational school leader who is held in high esteem by the entire school community. And finally, Catherine Ward, Kent Street Senior High School. The hallmark of Kath's leadership is building relationships and strong teaching and learning programs so students can achieve their educational and social goals. Can we please have a huge round of applause for our finalists?
Okay, the last one of the morning. The winner of the 2018 WA Secondary Principal of the Year is Damien Shuttleworth.
I thought you'd be leaping to your feet, fan club from Corrine Senior High School. Over the past 4 years, Damien has established Corrine as a school community that sets high expectations for its members. He's cultivated a can-do attitude with the culture of acceptance and always doing your very best. Damien, it's over to you.
Thank you. I have prepared a speech. First of all, let me say I'm very happy. It's outstanding, and I'd like to congratulate Daniel Hugo for being Secondary Teacher of the Year. Well done, Daniel. I can't think of a more deserving person. I also would like to congratulate Linwood Senior High School on being the Secondary School of the Year, but can I please remind you that Kareem was the Secondary School of the Year last year. So, congratulations to Linwood and congratulations to my entire school community. We are streaming this back at Corrine and we have students and staff watching. So because there's students watching, I would like to actually make a dad joke. So please bear with me, and I've got two to choose from. I've just picked which one I'm going to use. Why did the bike fall over? Because it was too tired. My kids go to my school, so they'll be having the opportunity to see this as well, so that's why I wanted to give a dad joke. I would just like to acknowledge Sharon O'Neill. It's great to see you, Sharon, and I'm going to try and catch up and say hello before we leave today. And now I really need to spend the time acknowledging people. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge the other three finalists who are all outstanding people. And I'd also like to say that there's a number of people in the room that have never been nominated, for whatever reason that may be. But there are many, many outstanding educators in the Department of Education. So when you win an award like this, of course, it's an absolute pleasure, but you can't get too carried away with it. You've got to understand that there are many people who do outstanding work every day in public education. I'd like to acknowledge the sponsors for making this an event that can actually occur, because it takes a huge amount of commitment and finances to make that happen. I would like to acknowledge my family, and in particular the person who I've spent the last 32 years of my life with, my wife Irene Shuttleworth, who's here today, who's also working at my school as a nurse 2 days a week. So thank you to Irene. I'd also like to acknowledge my 3 daughters. 2 of them are students at my school, and 1 will be there in 2020 as long as her school report from primary school is a good one. And I'm not joking about that. I'd like to acknowledge the staff. We have 5 tables here today, and that's an indication of the dedication that the staff have towards Careen Senior High School. Part of the reason for the 5 tables as well is because Daniel Hugo has a huge following, and they wouldn't have missed this for the world. I'd also like to acknowledge our parents, and we have one of the parents here at the moment, Heather Zara, who's our school board chair. Heather was on the selection panel that appointed me to Careen Senior High School, and I thank you for that. And I'd also like to acknowledge probably the most important people and the reason why we are all here, in fact, and that's the students. So to all of those, I say thank you. And there's 2 final mentions that I must make. The first one is to Tony Lane, who actually nominated me, and to her amazing husband, who helped her with the nomination and corrected all of the spelling, etc. He should be a teacher. And finally, I absolutely need to acknowledge the following people. Whilst I've won this award, it's important to say that individuals do not win awards, communities do. And very much so at Careen, it has been a whole school effort for School of the Year last year, and for Daniel's award now, and for this award. But I've got to mention my associate principals, who work extremely closely with me and very strategically with me to make sure that we are doing the best we possibly can. So to Sue Somerville, Tracy Griffiths and Craig Greer, thank you for all of the work that you do with me in supporting me and in the entire staff at Careen. Thank you.
Congratulations, Damien, our newly crowned Secondary Principal of the Year. And indeed, congratulations to all of our finalists. Please give them another round of applause as they exit the stage. And thank you once again to Alan for sponsoring that award. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the formalities may be over, but the morning is by no means finished. We have one final performance for you from Ashdale Secondary College. Please welcome Natasha Magavu. Natasha's actually going to be performing an original song she wrote for her teachers at Ashdale.
Hi everyone, it's an honour to be here. As teachers, I'm sure there's going to be moments where you feel a bit underappreciated, but this song is a little reminder that you all really do make tangible differences in your students' lives. And, whether we express it or not, we are really grateful, and that we do hold a really high level of gratitude towards each and every single one of you. This song is just about the little things that you all do that make a difference in our lives, and it's called Little Things. Hope you like it. A bit of tuning issues. To improvise a bit, and because my guitar's not being nice, so be right back. Alright, this is called Little Things. Kinda like washing your jeans, taking them out and finding a 50. Coming home after a long day, but the house is clean and dinner made. It's the little things that all add up and bring us joy, they pick us up. It's the little things that make a difference. In this way you've made an imprint, giving advice, noticing when things weren't right, pushing me to exceed even when I didn't think I had it in me. Yeah. The real conversations in the space and not losing patience, giving up your own time, taking interest in our passions, being there as we shine. See, it's the little things that all add up and play big parts in us growing up. It's the little things that make a difference. In this way you've been an influence, yeah. You've been an influence. In this way you've been an influence. You've been an influence. In this way you've been an influence. Great teachers aren't the ones who just teach ya, they see the talent hidden deeply within ya. They don't stop till you see it too, cause what you have matters and it's got to bloom, yeah. Their passion is contagious, turn boring lessons into ones that engage us. They challenge our thoughts, expand our perspectives, give constant support. See, it's the little things that all add up and make teachers like you so hard to come by. It's the little things that make a difference. In this way you've made a difference, yeah. You made a difference. In this way you've made a difference. You've made a difference. It's the little things that add up and make teachers like you so hard to come by. It's the little things that make a difference. In this way you've made a difference, yeah. You've made a difference. You've made a difference. You've made a difference. And whether we say it or not, we're grateful to have your support. See, whether we say it or not, we're thankful for all of your work. 'Cause you'll make a difference. You'll make a difference. You'll make a difference. Thank you, everyone.
Wouldn't you love to have Natasha Magabu in your classroom? She could write a song for you like that. In fact, she did write a song for you just like that. Please put your hands together once again for Natasha. And also a big round of applause as well to all of our students from Morley Senior High School, from Joondalup Education Support Centre and Belridge Secondary College, as well as Natasha from Ashdale for their fabulous performances and help this morning. A big thank you to Jacqueline King-Small, lecturer at Edith Cowan University, and her public relations students who generously volunteered their time to help at this morning's event. And a big thanks also to our sponsors, our judges, to you and the supporters of these wonderful finalists and the winners. We thank you very much. And to our finalists, we also wish you continued success in the years to come. Winners, we have something a little extra for you. You have not only won your certificate and the bragging rights of your award, but also the centrepiece from your table as a thank you to all for all of your hard work throughout the year. So please take the lovely flower arrangement. And as everyone leaves here this morning, please don't forget to take home your gift bag, which has been packed with goodies generously supplied by our amazing sponsors. A big thanks to all of those who have joined us online and been watching the live stream. If anyone has taken any photos of the event, please share and tag us on social media, not forgetting the hashtag WAEA18. Can I please now ask all the winners to move to the front corner of the stage for some photos. We'd love to be able to document it for all time. It's a very historic moment that you have won these awards. And we now close the WA Education Awards for 2018. Thank you so much for being a part of the public education system. And we look forward to seeing you next year. Have a fantastic day. Good morning.